As you probably heard by now, unless you live in a cave, Brian Dawkins is no longer a Philadelphia Eagle. He signed a free agent deal over the weekend with the Denver Broncos. Now, this is a guy who is probably a Hall of Fame player and has also been a leader and a role model in the Eagles locker room for over a decade now. Why did they let this guy go? Well, one reason is the contract. $17 million over 5 years, which really boils down in NFL terms to 2 years, $9 million. That's a lot of money for a guy in his mid-30s who defensive back who depends on his speed and everything like that. But the Eagles, I think, could have made an exception to their usual stinginess in this case for a couple of reasons. That stuff about being a leader in the locker room sometimes is overrated, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And in this case, this is a guy who Eagles players clearly look to. He is not a guy who, if you give him a lot of money, the other players are going to resent it. He is not a guy who, if you give him a lot of money, other people, he's going to get lazy or anything like that. The Eagles are $40 million under the salary cap. $40 million. They admit that they're not going to be able to spend all that money. Have you noticed a lot of crazy free agent acquisitions, rebuilding for the Eagles? I haven't either. They're not getting better. They're in rebuilding mode. They're in tear it down and start over mode. And in this instance, I think you probably could have gone away from their normal approach and given Brian Dawkins thrown a couple dollars at him, and maybe you have a foundation to build going forward.